Hey guys, thanks so much for coming back and checking out my channel. First of all, I just want to say to all of those that have subscribed to my channel, thank you to all you new subscribers. Thank you so much for checking in and subbing to me. Like, you really didn't have to, but you know, you like my content, so thank you. I really appreciate it. So like I said last week in last week's video, I said that I was going to talk about me talking about the sex talk with my daughter. And the reason why I feel like the sex talk is so important is because nowadays the kids are having sex a lot earlier. And not to say that it wasn't like that back in the day, but now it's more blunt, like it's more open. And you know, you hear little kids singing songs where, you know, they're talking about sex a lot, and where, you know, on Disney Channel, you know, it's okay to have boyfriend and girlfriends at a young age, you know, or it's on the Disney Channel, there's teenagers talking about relationships, and then you have these little 5 and 6 year olds and 7 year olds watching these Disney Channel shows, and it's kind of like, okay, well, you know, they're basically learning from what they're seeing, you know. So if you guys watched my video about when I was molested at 4 years old, being molested at 4 years old allowed me, started me on the path of a sexual, I was very sexually interactive at a young age, at an early age. I lost my virginity at like about 5 or 6 years old, you know. And which sounds really crazy, I know, but it happens. And this is why I felt like it was really important to talk to my daughter about this. So some of you guys know, I don't know if some of you guys know, but I have 5 children. My oldest is a boy, and then I have 4 younger girls. And my oldest daughter is 7. So I went to her doctor's appointment, and I explained to her, I was like, you know, she's acting kind of funny lately, and she's changing, and I'm not sure if she's like starting puberty or if she's just growing, you know. Like I didn't really know, you know, I really didn't know exactly how to phrase it to the doctor, but she said, you know, her body is going to start changing soon. She said, be aware, because a lot of young girls have been getting their period at 7 years old. And I'm like, 7 years old? Like, what the heck is that? I didn't get mine until I was 14. So, I mean, I don't know if that's the case for my daughter or not, but that's what made me think about the talk. Also, due to the fact that I lost my virginity at an early age. I feel like God almost allowed that to happen to me. Well, there's a lot of reasons why I know it happened to me, but that's another reason why I feel like it makes me go back and think about, okay, well, you know, now that I have daughters, I don't want my daughters partaking in the same things that I took in, you know, the same things that I did. So in order to eliminate that, it's better to just go straight to the source, basically. And, you know, moms, I know, because it's scary, and a lot of times we're afraid to talk about those things with our daughters and they're such a young age. I was really nervous, to be honest. My heart was beating like crazy. So, but basically, I just want to explain to you guys like what I did and how I went about it, because I feel like, you know, it's really important for us to talk about. Middle school, there's little girls getting pregnant at 12 years old. You know, they just lost her whole life, really. You know, not to say that they lost their life, but they're not able to explore, you know, and enjoy their life as a child, you know, and let alone having a child, you know. So, I sat down with her and we started to talk, and, you know, I asked her questions like, you know, do you know what sex is? Have you ever heard of that word before? Thank God she told me she hasn't. Well, she didn't say she didn't. I said, have you ever heard the word sex? She said, not really. But I think she might have heard it like in a movie and didn't realize it, because I think she knew what the word was when I said it. But it wasn't like brought to her attention until when I actually sat and talked with her about it. And I basically began to explain to her what sex was. And I explained to her, I believe that sex should be saved for marriage, that it should be between the husband and the wife, and that it should be when, you know, you're older old enough to understand the responsibility of having sex, because a lot of people think that sex isn't a responsibility, but it is. You are responsible for you and your partner in case of sexually transmitted disease, pregnancy, emotional and spiritual connection. Like, you have to put all of those into consideration, and sometimes it's kind of hard for us to do that. So because all we look at it as a feeling. And when I was younger, that's what I looked at it as a feeling. So it's a mature mindset to me when you are partaking in sexual activity. It's a mindset, which can eventually turn into a spiritual. And, not to get on that topic because that's a whole nother topic, but basically I explained to her what it was. I explained to her what a penis was, and she already knew what a vagina was. And I did explain to her, like, how when the man's penis goes into the vagina, and I showed her a demonstration with my hands. It was a little funny. There were a couple of moments where I just bust out laughing because she had this look on her face like, ew, what? But we just both started laughing together. But I really wanted her to understand what it meant. And I explained to her, like, if anyone tries to, say, if I let you look at mine, can I look at yours? Because I remember those talks. I explained to her, like, if anybody ever, tries to start rubbing on your body and touching on your body, that's wrong. You shouldn't let them do that. I just tried to give her I tried to explain it to the best of my ability as to what I've experienced at that age. And it was a little difficult because I've never had the sex talk before. Nobody's ever talked to me about sex. So, I think, my mother was kind of too late by the time she even thought about talking to me. When she started talking to me, asking me questions, I was about 13 years old. She was like, "Are you still a virgin?" And I'm looking at her like, "What? How late are you?" And I would tell her no. I didn't tell my mother until I was 20 years old what had happened. So, but yeah, basically, overall, considering the fact that we live in this world where sex is everywhere, and if you're a parent who feels as though you don't want your child to be exposed to that, it's best to talk to them about it earlier instead of later, because 9 times out of 10 they're already experimenting, they're already listening and watching pornography. I started watching pornography at about 8 or 9 years old. This stuff is very serious, and if you are a parent, a grandparent, a guardian of a child, whether it's a boy or a girl, and even if you don't suspect it, sit down and talk with them. Even if you do basic talks with them. There's several videos on YouTube. Before I even did this video, I searched up a few other people on YouTube who talked about this talk. Watch their videos so you know how to do it, how to have that talk. Or you can buy puberty books, all that kind of stuff. That's my next step, is to buy puberty books. So that's basically it. Nothing really long. I just really wanted to let you guys know, what it was about. And a lot of my audience came from the homosexual video when I got molested, and how I dealt with this bisexual standard of living at a young age. And for me, it was all as a young, when I was in my youth, it was all in my youth. And I didn't get out of that until I was about 16 years old once I accepted Christ. So it was a growth and a learning progress for me. And I don't want my children to experience the same thing. So that's about it. So, if you guys enjoyed this video and, you feel as though, it's time for you to start having those talks with your kid, I say go for it. I'm all for it. If you feel as though you don't know what to say, pray about it. Let the Lord lead you. Go to YouTube, whatever, but don't wait too long. Don't wait too long. So, guys, that was it for this video. If you guys liked it, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you guys like this video, don't forget to subscribe to this video as well. And there's a link, or you can just click it, or you can just subscribe. So just don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, comment below and let me guys know, the stories that you have, for all you parents out there or guardians, whatever. For those of you who've had that sex talk, write it down below and let me know, in the comments, how you went about it and, all those kinds of things. And I guess that's it for this video, and I hope you guys have a blessed week, and I will see you guys on Friday, and that is it for this video.